cover some of the maintenance of the mower deck before I put it back on the mower. There's several grease fittings on this mower. Obviously at the casters for the deck, there are grease fittings there. Grease fittings on the spindle. There are also grease fittings. This is for the middle spindle right here. Now, there's grease fittings on this pulley and then this pivot point right here. Also, on each one of the universal joints down inside, there's a grease fitting. And on this end as well, there's another grease fitting. And then on the right side, there is a grease fitting in the right spindle. I want to talk about the gearbox. This gearbox, according to the manual, uses 80-90 weight, which when I go to my 50-hour service, I will switch out with a synthetic oil. Some of the, like my last Massey Ferguson, it used the same hydraulic fluid that was in the Tractor, as did the front axle of the Tractor. This particular LS uses 80-90 weight in the gearbox, and also it uses 80-90 weight in the front axle of the LS Tractor. Make sure you remove this plug and make sure there's enough fluid that just a tiny bit is coming out on a level surface. Alright, we're going to install the mower deck onto the Tractor. First thing you're going to do is push the mower deck up under. You're going to have to angle it a little bit. I'll have to admit the drive over is a little easier, but as long as you got a flat surface, especially like if it's on concrete, it makes it really, pretty manageable. Once the mower deck is in, under the underside of the mower, go ahead and drop your linkages down. Be aware that you may have to adjust this knob to a different level so that it will drop all the way down. Now that the rear pins are in, we'll move to our front brackets. The two brackets that go on the front of the mower deck are laid out here in front of my Tractor. The front bracket doesn't have to come off of the Tractor. You can rotate it back around and put the pin in, and it'll ride on the front of the Tractor if you don't want to take it off. However, I've noticed that it vibrates and makes a little bit of a rattling noise, and it bothers me, so I just took it off. It's very, very easy to take off. The next step will be to take the main bracket and hook. It has two hooks on the front of the mower deck. As you can see here, we'll take that bracket and slide it into those hooks. Next, I'm going to put the locking bracket on the front of the Tractor. It's got these little channels here. This is really hard to do with one hand. Once the front bracket is on, it pivots as you can see here, and locks the bracket below in the lock position with a pin on the far side. Can't do this with holding a video camera, so I will absolutely have to show you the end results. Alright, there it is in the lock position on the left side of the Tractor as you're sitting on it. And here it is on the lock position as it sits on the right side of the Tractor as you're sitting on it. The next thing we'll do, we'll hook up the drive shaft. Alright, the drive shaft is located off the gearbox, and I'll try to get up under here where you can actually see it. There's the drive shaft that we're going to hook up to. You have to pull the clip back and then slide it up on. It has a locking mechanism. One thing to note when you're putting on the PTO shaft on the mid-mount mower is to make sure that you put your PTO selector lever all the way to the front in the rear PTO position. If you have it in rear and mid PTO in the middle, it locks it up. If you have it in the mid PTO only, it keeps it locked up. If you rotate it, push it all the way to the bottom, it frees the mid PTO to rotate around so that you can change it or rotate it by hand, making it much easier to slide the drive shaft on. The next thing I'll do is go ahead and lift it up and rotate my wheels around to the forward position. I believe I'm going to rotate them so that the grease fittings face inwards. I think that might help me with keeping from knocking those grease zerks off. I rolled just a few feet and I could see that the grease fittings will be hitting the lugs of the tire. First impressions of mowing with the LS MT125 is outstanding. The tractor is able to mow in high range on flat ground really well. I was out mowing earlier. I'll include that video. It just moves along in low range. It's just too slow, and in high range it's perfect. You can go as fast as you can or need to. I just absolutely love it.